So I want to talk about Jalen Milroe, Alabama, Texas, and the discussion around taking a quarterback every year and all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, I really want to talk about this discussion around should you take a quarterback every year in light of some recruiting news. Many of you who frequent this channel will know that Tommy and James Brockermeyer both announced that they are committing to the University of Alabama. That is number 13 and 14 for Nick Saban in the 2021 class. And getting Brockmeyer means you have one of the most talented players in the country and a second five-star offensive tackle to go along with a four-star center in James Brockermeyer and the number 6 team in the country in the rankings. That's without a quarterback. Now, Drake May was committed to this class and flipped his commitment to North Carolina, and it looks like Alabama has set its sights on Jalen Milroe, who Texas fans will know is committed to Texas's 2021 class, and he is the definition of a dual threat quarterback, okay? And I want to get into more about him and his recruiting in a minute, but suffice it to say, if you look at his huddle film, you'll see a play where he's dead to rights. There's like 5 penalties on the play. There's like 2 blocks in the back. But he David Blaine's into the end zone after about 50 yards, okay? And he's just a plus runner, okay? Like 70 if we're using baseball scouting terms, but he's a plus passer. He has great presence in the pocket. He has great feel. He understands windows. He understands levels, and he's got tremendous touchdown field. He's going to be a really great quarterback, and he probably should be ranked much higher than he is. However, I'm taking a look at this from the standpoint of Alabama fans saying we don't really need a quarterback after getting Bryce Young in the 2020 class. But I'm going to put it this way, okay? Nick Saban and Alabama watched Jake Fromm flip from Alabama to Georgia in the 2017 class, okay? At the time, it was a big deal. We all know that Jake Fromm ends up being a 5th-round draft pick. And what do? They pivot to Tua Tagovailoa, who is a first-round draft pick, and wins them the 2017 national championship game, okay? 2020, we all know that Carson Beck was committed to the Alabama recruiting class, and then Kirby Smart does it again. He flips him to Georgia. And what do but pivot to the number 1 player in the class and the number 1 quarterback in the class in Bryce Young. Now, with Tua Tagovailoa choosing to transfer from Alabama to Maryland, you got a spot open, and then some. 2 quarterback spots, if we're being quite honest about it, where Mac Jones is your penciled-in starter until Bryce Young is ready. But you need a quarterback. You need a quarterback because Jalen Hurts had to come off the bench to win the SEC championship game for you in 2018 to get you into the playoff to have an opportunity to stop a mud hole in Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl. You need a quarterback, and because Tua Tagovailoa goes down once again with injury and Mac Jones has to come up off the bench. If he doesn't throw 2 pick sixes in one game against Auburn, you win that game, and you're probably looking at a much better bowl game than the Citrus Bowl, for which you beat down Michigan. Now, with Drake May choosing to flip his commitment in February, once again, set your sights on what I think is probably a better quarterback prospect, but we'll see in Jalen Milroe out of Katy Tompkins. Now, I want to walk out this question about whether or not you take a quarterback in every class because I believe that, and I believe I have been preaching that to you. But I'm going to let my man Justin on the Twitters give you an example of how this has gone for my squad and for OU fans. He goes by J_Bazarth on the Twitters. Shout out to him. He put it this way. November 17th, 2007. Sam Bradford makes a tackle after a fumble and is out with a concussion. Who does OU have to send into the game? Joey Hazel. If you don't know Joey Hazel's name, that's because you're not supposed to know Joey Hazel's name. To which he says, why? Because Oklahoma didn't take a quarterback in 2005. OU loses, finished 12-2, ranked number 4 in the BCS. At 13-1, they get into the national championship game versus Ohio State instead of LSU. Know who won the national championship? LSU. To which he says, between 2005 and 2009, OU took 3 quarterbacks, Sam Landry Jones and Keith friggin' Nickel. Keith Nickel left after 1 year. Bradford gets hurt week 1 of 09. No quarterback from the 06 or 07 class was on campus. Landry Jones wasn't ready. This is true. But a redshirt sophomore or junior probably would have been. Take a quarterback every year. He says 2002, Jason White goes down week 2. Who goes 12-2, wins the Big 12 title and the Rose Bowl? Senior Nate Hibble, a UGA transfer. Take a quarterback every year. And that's what I'm telling Alabama fans. You are cooking with gas right now when we're talking about recruiting. Pick up Dallas Turner, tremendous player. You pick up Tommy Brockmeyer, James Brockermeyer. These are 2 guys that are not just Texas legacies with their father having played. They have a brother that's on the current team, and their granddaddy played at the University of Texas. I can't underscore what a big win this is in a 2-for-1 day for Alabama in Texas's backyard. Add to that a guy that Oklahoma had a slight lead on, and then Texas picked up, Kendrick Blackshear, also committed to Alabama. That's 2 in the past week for Alabama. And they are all of a sudden gone from being ranked 50th in the country in recruiting in April to 6th in the country in recruiting in July. And for Oklahoma fans, it gets even worse because Oklahoma picks up Caleb Johnson last night, who announced his commitment in his hometown newspaper, which is great. But he's ranked just outside the 500 in the 247 Sports Composite. He's a project. Tremendous speed, tremendous athleticism, but he ain't a Jai Hall. And he ain't even Devontae Smith. He ain't Corey Brooks. Oklahoma sitting on 12 commitments in this latest class so far. And we're talking about number 15 in the country. This is the difference between Alabama winning championships, playing for national championships, and what Oklahoma is still trying to do. Stars matter. Jalen Milroe could be interested because in thinking about his recruiting, one of the things that he said was Major Applewhite was recruiting him pretty hard to Houston. Then he got fired. He took an analyst job at Alabama, and you know who has been crucial in his recruiting? Major Applewhite, along with Steve Sarkisian, and of course, Nick Saban. And Nick Saban has given him the FaceTime. And the FaceTime is what the kiddos like. And the FaceTime usually follows with some sort of commitment because I don't know what kind of voodoo, hoodoo that Nick Saban got going on over there. But he's also calling in the big guns. They got their new strength and conditioning staff in together, and David Ballou is going to get on the Zooms with the Jalen Milroe. And if he gets on the Zooms with the Jalen Milroe and you got the FaceTimes with the Nick Saban, what it's going to be at Texas is, oh no, I didn't flip my commitment. I got into an entanglement with Nick Saban on FaceTime. Better start recruiting the kids in your class or else they're going to be Bamas. Ask August Alsina how that works. Ask Will Smith how that works. You better recognize. Deuces.